From the West African nation of Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Zhao Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. It have been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But here instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Bangarilanga. I am a finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on Liberia Public Radio and Television.
Okay, good evening, folks. Welcome. I'm Afonso and so to the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome you this evening. Very shortly, my group, my analysts, they're going to be here. For those of you joining us here, we say good evening to all our prime time viewers, listeners, followers. We say good evening and welcome. A lot is unfolding. Let's say Mr. Boat, early morning hour in Norway. Thank you for being here, Madam Director Service. And of course, own sister from Malagate right there in the garden city of New Jersey, Sankale, C. Myers, of course, Tanga, Betty, on course, I mean that Son Jerry will say good evening and welcome. This is the Liberia Public Radio. The conversation continues as the second segment. Today, more or less today, we were looking at the educational process, the education aspect of Liberia, and what needs to be done. And I had a very good conversation with Dr. Adam Carr. Dr. Adam Carr is based in New Jersey. He's an advocate, he's an educator, and his experience, he was sharing his own experiences as well with respect to what's going on in Liberia. And I think it is on our shoulder for those of us in the media industry to begin to take narrative of what is happening inside Liberia, not just to allow the politicians to drive the wheel or to drive their own talking point, because that's what they would choose to do, because they just do not want you to know what you need to know. And so we are on obligations. But remember, they have their supporters, they have their talking point, they have their commentators, they have the people who are also doing their dirty work. They will also drive those sort of agenda. But we need to draw that sort of fine line of demarcation ahead of the 2023 presidential and the two major, both lower and upper houses of government elections. We also need to keep that in mind to help our people to make an informed decision. So we are on an obligation to get that done very, very well. And so it is our Adam hope as we move through this consequential time. We must first put Liberia first. You know, I'm not sure what is really going on. We're going to come to our conversation is open mic. But right after I got multiple phone calls right after the interview with Dr. Carr, and other people are saying, "Oh, he retired now, so he's looking for a job." Hey, give me a break. I want to work for my country. All of us, if you are qualified, you are competent, will you be feel good about yourself to work for your country? Who doesn't want a state job? Who doesn't want a federal job? The issue of working, looking for a job in Liberia, for me, I see it in twofold. One, you either have a good mind to go and do for your country, to give back to your country with your expertise, your competence, to go affect changes, to make changes, to get a system in place to do what is right. You're going to be challenging. They're going to be tough. You're going to meet up with resistance because people used to old traditions, old way of doing things. And when you try to change stuff, people see it like, oh, this guy, he's coming to change the whole society. You know, so those group of people, they have cardinal reasons. They have tons of reasons. They have genuine reason for which they become here. They are technicians. They are engineers. They are plumbers. Different professions for that matter. Technocrat. There are enough reason for you to go and serve and work for your country. And they have another group of people there who are going to loot the country resources. Those are those group of people that have apprehension, they doubt about their own ability to work for their country because when they go there, they will not do the right thing. If I'm right now, I can work for any government. I can tell you what is important, your authenticity, the genuineness, the honesty, whatever you learn that you can go and impact to help and build your country. I think that is important. The government is just an institution. The institution is not a corrupt institution by itself. It is the folks, the inhabitants of the institution. They help to corrupt the institution. They pollute the institution. They damage the institution. They are destroying the fabric of the institution. Why you don't want to work for your country? Tell me a convincing reason why you don't want to work for your country. If you don't, then you are just simply telling me because you don't trust yourself and your country cannot rely on you. That could be the only reason on top of my head for which any Liberian, you're not going to work for an individual. If you feel the system is not there, you go and do your part. If the system is not there, if you are not welcome because you want to do what is right, hey, you are at liberty. You walk away. You don't have to drown yourself into the system that is there. We make the government, and we should defend and protect the government. Any other person, any sons or daughters of the country should feel proud to work for their country. But what is questionable, what you are taking into government, what you want to do. Are you going to add insult to injury, or are you going to already add to exacerbate the already crisis within the country that what you're carrying to? So those are the people. That's another group of people. So I don't understand why people here, oh, you're looking for a job for his government. Why are you looking for here? Tell me here today if there was an open application, everybody, the federal or the federal state job, don't you feel pleased to work for a state job with good benefits? Why? What do you think we can't? Why make you guys think that we can't do that? It's because of our own behaviors, and we are chief facilitators of this bad governance in the country. Because you support a person, that person is there. You take black cloth and put it right in your face. Why? Because you support that person. Anything he or she does, you don't care. It's right. You will defend it to the core belly. So we are also a problem in the country. If I'm supporting a person and if I can come out to say, this is what you're doing, but it's not a right thing. This is how I should go to express my view, my opinion. Guess what? You will be respected. But we are not honest to our leaders. We are not sincere because simply we ourselves are not trusted. And African leaders, not just only Liberia, third world country leaders, they don't like anybody who will raise finger to them. They don't like anybody who will say, oh, chief, let's do it this way. They don't like people who will openly make their suggestions, their opinions about things. Because they have another group of sycophants that are there. They want to be the ones to be in the fries. They want to be the one that are more or less loyal. They are loyalists. They call themselves loyalists, which of course they are not loyalists. They are sycophants. They are grave seekers. They are opportunists. And so anything their boss men say, boss lady say, yeah, that one is good. But a good leader will also seek the opinions of the very people that I work with. And then you take your own time to make an informed decision. Leader, you don't be the first to speak. Be a good listener. Listen to positive signal. Listen to signal. Listen to things that people were taught. There will be multiple things that are going to be coming your way. But you listen. Out of the 10, 15, there are some good ones there. But when you take yourself digest, take in then and make a calculative decision. You say, yeah, after the 10 things suggested by these 10 members or supporters, I think this one is applicable. And then you move with it. We don't do that. We defend people, we defend the indefensible and give reason why we are defending those positions. The conversation is about to get on the way. So just a prelude or some sort of interlude of the conversation. It's an open mic. Hopefully, we're going to be getting well. The big Powerball news dropped today in the town as the result of the actions of Uncle Sam. Could it have been avoided in any form or shape? The close confidant of the President of the Republic of Liberia, the Minister of State, the Chief of Staff to the President, the one who opens the corridor in order to meet the President face to face, the one who reviewed the President's appointment list, the one who ushered in diplomats, investors, foreign guests to the door of the President, resigned today. Was it a sort of unavoidable situation? Yes. Was enough done to avoid this situation? Absolutely no. Is the president unaware of this situation? In my view and opinion, I would say no. Could the president have done something to perhaps stop this situation? Again, in my view, my opinion, I say yes. Was enough done to stop that? I would say no. These are all rhetorical questions expressing my view. I want to see the good out of my country. I want to have people that are representing the face of Liberia. I want to see them as good people. I want to see people who fight for a just cause, not a cause for themselves. I want to see people who have ideology of the very institutions that they support. Yes, sometimes we do blame the president because the boss stopped with him because he is the commander in chief of the armed forces of the Republic of Liberia. And all decisions arriving to come into the decks of the president, he is the final decider as to where the directions of the country. And there's a reason they have cabinet ministers. There's a reason where they say chief of staff. There's a reason where you have all of these people. Government is an institution. It's a whole structure by itself. A president alone cannot run the government. He is the chief administrator. And our constitutions made it crystal clear three branches of government working simultaneously with different functions and responsibilities. The first branch, the legislative branch, the judiciary, and the executive runs the day-to-day affairs of the country. So decision trickling or coming down from the executive does have a significant impact to the economic, social development, infrastructure, and our daily lives of the country. And so the president must trust people who will work with him, who will be honest, even when it is a bad thing in a cabinet meeting, but overnight will place a phone call to the president. Mr. President, I cannot say this because we're in a big gathering. The microphones, journalists, people were all over. But I think we need to give this a second thought. And I strongly believe most of the folks around the president, they have been very dishonest. That's why a leader do not have soft heart. If you're too soft and you become friendly, it is a problem. It is a problem because people take you for a ride. He can't do this. She can't do this. That my man, we all been down the trenches. And I listened to some of those people that were saying, if you actually been down those trenches, if you are a true and actual seditions and you've been down those trenches, and those trenches was a painful journey, and it was a tough one where you took risk to get you to be where you are, you should do everything possibly can to protect it. But instead, you abuse it, you misuse it. The victim becomes the victor, and the victor becomes the victor. Things were done to you terribly yesterday. You frown on it. We frown on it. The nation frown on it. And it didn't take a split of a second. You begin to reinvent the wheels of yesterday. If I were the president, honestly, Nathaniel McGill would have been gone a long time because I would say he betrayed the cause of the president. To be a chief of staff to the president of the Republic of Liberia, even here, let's drag it right down here to our own feet. If you are chief of staff, you literally drives the agenda. I would say the government, because the president runs the government. He is the chief administrator. The chief of staff goes places, lobby, make way out of no way. People who don't even want to see president. The chief of staff is there to stabilize the situation, seek political deal. That's why politicians, we see it here. They make political bargain and they go back and report to their bosses. Yes, this other senator, this other representative is holding fire with the bill from the opposition, but this is what we can do. And they can also make a request. It's a give and take. You are in charge. You have a greater to lose than the person who is not there. That's the very first thing you need to understand. They're looking for your job. There will be enough lines of reasonings why they would not even want to work for you. Who don't want to be in government? Who don't want to be city mayor like Jefferson Cody? Tell me. All these little chihuahua you see all over the night here, of course, they want to be the Sekou Carrasco. Of course. That's why they're talking, their voice, they're suffering from headache, migraine, taking Tylenol, painkiller, because potentially when Boyka or Kumi or Tiawan Gonglo is there, they will also be the guy close to the person. So anybody tell you they are doing anything for nothing, tell them it's a big lie. There is something in it for them, which is good. As long as they are there for with honesty, that is good. And that's what they need to understand. But I strongly believe the president put his trust, his confidence in his people, and they betrayed him. That's my view. I'm not saying that's what the president is saying. Because if they were honest, they could have avoided what has happened. And people saying Uncle Sam meddling in the affairs. Yes, we are noted of dropping petitions at the Mama Point when there are crisis. But when we are unable to manage to conduct, you don't want them to talk. And let me tell you, if you don't know, anything that involves a federal, the US dollar, this is why they have the serious number. They know exactly how many thousand billions of the dollar outside of America. And if that money is misused and violate federal law, you can be who? They will come after you. That's period. If you misuse the federal that money, that bill, they're not for nothing you. They serious that number on it. They can track it anywhere, anytime, how it's been circulated. That's about it. They set a standard. They have basic laws. It doesn't matter who come. See what is unfolding right here before our very eyes. The former president of this country is being personally being investigated because they believe there's an alleged violation, misuse of power, abuse of power. Calling the Atlanta Georgians requesting for certain number of votes to put into the finishing line. It is against the law. And to have insult to injury, all of these states, they have their own laws beside the federal law. So potentially when you do these things, then you end up being charged in two fronts: federal violations and local state violation. You see there? McGill is the chief of staff to the president. He should protect the integrity of the office of the overall office. And if you talk to some seditions, high core profile seditions, I'm not talking about these one that were just shouting all over the place. They know what is happening within. They themselves are not satisfied. He created a wall of Jericho that even some of them could not even have access to the president. I'm not sure how he got that sort of absolute power or authority. I don't know how it happens. No, he said he was fighting for a cause. But it is what it is. Not all who start the liberation process, the cause of a revolution, can end the revolution. That I foreknow. In the process of a revolution, the journey can be tough. It can be hard. It can be painful. No pain, no gain. So the songwriter says. Gaddafi, Mama, little Mama Gaddafi, for the revolutions of our bloodshed. There are some who will start the revolution and they will not end it. Maybe because of their own greediness or because of their own behaviors. They will not end it. It's everywhere. It's natural in every society. Nathaniel Falamagi, his ministerial position comes to an end officially. I listened to that interview. How did it happen? What was going through his mind? What could be the potential reason that get us to this place here? Let's do a little bit of backtracking. I am Alfonso Z, and so I will be right back.
Because Ali and I see that carrying in Europe. Some point in the country, all government are in eligible. That's the money. But we tell no money, the school will get to go to our people there, go there, invest. I can't be all in bank and invest. So I'm going to tell the money I carry the Ghana, correct? But bank and they get on a minimum.
Mr. Minister, you take small money, you can't be how invest. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. You did it the wrong way. You're giving justifications of all the alleged allegations. You are proving then to right that there are enough reasons for which you have been accused. You are the last bus stop for someone to sit with our president in the Oval Office. Whatever you say is out there is within the acquiescence of the President of the Republic of Liberia, directly or indirectly. If you know, and if this government know, unless there is a contradiction here, the Helen Johnson Sirleaf government, the Unity Party, which of course we know squandered a lot, with Joseph Boyka no exception, and you know it very well. You came with a mandate to change, to impact the lives of the thousands and thousands of Liberians who trusted, who confide in this young man, from the soccer pitch to the Oval Office. You are one of those to help to drive his agenda. Instead, you're going in the public saying this ridiculous thing, not just on it within the comfort zone that you find yourself, forgetting to know why are people going to listen to that. And there are other issues surrounding you, and you're going out there saying that. Let's listen.
I was taking Brian Gary. No. And I'll leave it. Yes. If they go take me, I'll carry her with me. No. Our grandchildren will kind of see the ones that were walking looking for. They go book power on there. These are the things we'll be doing. I just want to say thank you to for doing what he's doing. What is the young man doing? He's just doing part. One day will not be represented. But you go to help you. Don't go take all the folks stealing the money. But even if I've seen the money getting like Brentford, I good thing I do. Because Ali and I see that carrying it in Europe. Some point in the country, all government.
Oh my goodness. This guy literally indicted himself. People say you kill. And he said, even if I kill a man, all the other people that have been killing in Nepal, what happened? You indicted yourself, Mr. Minister. And this is where some of us have our own personal policy different with the manner in which the president is conducting affairs of the nation. And then I'm upset because it doesn't matter what I voted for or against. The president is the president. He represents our nation. If you have a minister who will go out in the public, the guy, whether junior minister or senior minister, I'm not sure whether he understands the weight, the gravity of his positions given him as the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Was it too big for him? Or was his mandate, was it properly explained to him prior to taking that position? Was there any orientation as to how you should conduct yourself? You're no longer in the vanguard fighting for the liberation cause. Probably you were fighting for before. Now you are a direct representative of the President of the Republic of Liberia. Whatever you say is possibly it could be. Even when you say this minister or this person, junior minister, is not saying the president take you for his word because you review the photos, appointment list. You have to finalize it, scrutinize it, and that's your job. When there's a hitch up in presidential bill, your job is to go there. What I do know in the do and in normal scenario government functioning, when the president nominates, when there is a nomination on the floor, when the president nominates, in fact, first of all, the president's hierarchy, the minister of state, and all the other close senior advisor, the council, they used to have a special committee. People like the late Adolphus Durant and all of those people during the Dota, who was even the military person. They have a special committee when there is a nomination. That committee goes to Capitol Hill. In every confirmation process, there is a committee oversight responsibility that is in charge to conduct that confirmation hearing. What do? It happens here. As soon as they appoint that person, the next thing is it's all about making your way through. You lobby. That's it. The politics. People will like it, people will not like it. But that's the system. That's how it works. You meet the committee chair, introduce you. I am Mr. Alfonso, blah, 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 blah. I've been appointed by the president, but I've just come to acquaint myself, to introduce myself to the committee, who I am, and maybe you need to know a little bit more about me. When you do that, people feel more comfortable. People say, like, this guy, he's going to be forthcoming. He's confident of himself. And that committee will set the stage to do all of the groundwork, and the nominee will proceed ahead to have that sort of acquaintance with the committee members in order to pave the way for the nomination, because it is not within the purview or mind of the president that when the president nominates, his nomination should be a kickback. No. And they will also help the president to do the vetting process to make sure this person is competent, this person is qualified, whatever needs to be fixed. If it is fixable, they will do it and work out of that so that when they go, the process will just go smooth without hindrance. But they are not being honest to the president. They are not. Go up, count down. They are not. We have seen it and it happening over and over and over. That is the incompetent behavior of this guy who the president appointed as the chief of staff and presidential affairs minister. He is there to help to drive the agenda of the president, period. And make final recommendations. That's not the president's job. Yes, the president do another. There are a lot of people, applications, and applicants, and names going to be put forward to the president. And he's going to take a time. He himself should to get involved, not just leave it with people. You yourself take time to get involved and peruse these documents, these individual, when it requires you to even take a phone if you don't even know that person. And if it is a nomination, to take that phone and get to know who the person is. And not because your confident person bring in that person and you just say it's all well. No, that's not how it works. Government is not a friendship thing. It's a serious business because you're going to be dealing with donors and people. When they give you money, it has to be accounted for. But I doubt whether people are having this sort of not close and late hour conversation perhaps with the president when they're having their leisure time as to how to run the affairs of the country. And then when you talk, people flipping up that you don't like. It's not a matter of, it's not a matter of like. Even though there's some crazy one out there who goes out there and insulting and doing all sort of things, The society is involved. My late father said, if you don't have stupid people in the community is incomplete. If you don't have liar, this in as much as bad, it's incomplete because each of those people they get a dramatic thing that they bring into society, into community that somehow directly, indirectly, crazily entertain people. So we have all of these components of society that make the society to be a complete one. So we want to deal with it on a daily basis. It doesn't matter who is in charge now. But it is time that for us, Liberian, to kind of give a second thought of who we are, where we want, and where we want to go. It's bad. I don't feel sorry for him. To be honest, I feel sorry for the president because he betrayed the president. The president trusted him. The president confided in him that he could possibly help to drive his agenda. And he goes out there in the public to say those things that he's saying, to alter them and forgetting to know the wavelength is huge. And he thinks that maybe he's saying it within the confines of those that are surrounding him. And you have the people there because these people too, times are hard in desperation. To when he speaks, money speak. Something gonna drop. And they're answering, yeah, yes. Ignorance has taken the huge taking control of our society, which is a problem in itself. Because nobody even could get a guts there to say no, or to create some kind of saying to just to disrupt what he was saying. So I'm wondering when these people are going out to speak, to address people, are they speaking off cuff or do they have some sort of planned agenda as to I'm going out there today? This is what I intend to say. This is what I'm going to say. Do they have advisors? Do they have counsel? Or when they say it is final, do they share information? Do they trust? Why do you have special assistant? I know you chief of staff to the president. You get your own chief of staff. And that chief of staff, the reason you have that chief of staff is to sometimes help you too to go through your own decision-making process. So do you discuss this sort of issue? Or your special assistant, I'm going to meet electors, potential voters, I'm going into a battleground state. What can we do? What is the strategy? Is there an overnight conversation that you guys can have, or you just wake up, get in your dark car, woo, and just go flying, roll pavement, and just get there, and anything, you know, to say a word is like a back of a tree. When it comes out, it gone. It's like a water when it spill. I don't care how you do. Some go on. It goes. Lot will go on the ground before you think you're gonna grab anything. So you got to kind of think over things before you put it out. And when you reach in certain position that we used to talk yesterday, you can consistently put yourself in the past and talk that way. Why you think when people get a position, when they start talking, they talk from in their esophagus, they talk in their throat, their talking change. Everything now is coming from in the throat. Why? Because they want to be more or less diplomatic. They want to be as they want for people to capture their imagination when they are having a conversation. Why you think here when people talking to people, they say you should look in their cameras and establish that eyes contact because they want to see whether you're lying broad day, even with the lights on, candle, everything burning. They want to know that. Or do they have these people because they want to have them? You have to rehearse sometimes when you go in places. We're saying here when people haven't seen the writer, speech writer, people will look at it, they will review it, they will alter, they will add, they will change, they will add, all because they want the best to come out. Would there be a lesson learned? That's what I'm wondering. Would there be a lesson learned? Who's going to be the next chief of staff to the president? not to mention Bakuba Jr. You are old person. Now you're not small guy. You can born that man, but they call you Bakuba Jr. maybe because it's a ties with you and your commitment to him. So you should actually be Bakuba Sonyon to help to advise him. I'm not sure whether he's still going to run into whatever River says. We are hearing the resigned minister is also now contemplating to take a political retreat in Bond County. What would that actually be like? How it is sound in the eyes of donors? What sort of impact will it have on national government? Yes, you say, okay, that's an elected government, elected positions. You have the right. Nobody going to sanction you from running, but they get a way of getting their kickback, because then the donors or the international community, oh, wait a minute, so we took him from he being here because of his action, and he's going there. And the calculation of these people, whether you like it or not, say, okay, maybe this is a decision to the government. Probably it's not, that his own personal decision, and other people are supporting it, but they will draw that conclusion. And guess what? They're going to end up tightening the screw. Sanction is like a confinement in itself. Ask Vanishemo. He cannot get access to his own money. The one he worked for fairly, the one he worked for crooked way, the one he got legally, the one he got illegally, including even the minister himself. No bank going to do business with you. Your own money in your own country. When it comes to the US dollar, forget it. Ask anybody. They're going to monitor you. They're going to watch and see who doing business with you. And they made it crystal clear. Anybody caught doing anything, sanction can go as far as preventing you from flying, from getting on plane. And Uncle Sam has the ability. They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to demonstrate. It's just a matter of making a phone call to, and that's the power and that's the might of this country here. You fall down on it, it hit your body. They fall down on you, you will mash the mashed potato. Where you get a complaint? Cote d'Ivoire one from them, Ghana one from them, Guinea one from them, Sierra Leone one from them. Some kind of aid, directly, indirectly, whether in the Peace Corps, whether military, whether in the medical. And this is why they have all of these people. I will be right back.
Alfonso.
Yeah, that's them right there. That's the three gentlemen right there. 2 already dropped surrender. 3 were suspended. 2 resigned. Where is Simon Serena Cephas, who is the Solicitor General? We'll be right back.
Everyone that's looking for nice African for wedding, whatever fabric you need, you can just come over here. You have all this nice stuff. If you need ashebi, you guys can come over here for baby shower, for wedding. You guys are welcome. She have really nice stuff. You can see all over there, all those men over here. You don't have to go to the theater and then they're going to be telling you all kind of stories. You can just come here. They're already made. And for ladies, you can just look for whatever fabric you you're looking for a masher for the men, and you know your husband already have a shirt made, you can get stuff for your kids. You can get stuff for the whole family. We have African slippers and Ashobi hand ties all over. We have different kinds of lists and everything. So you guys are welcome, okay? It's really nice. It's Fabric Queen on 6695 off of Woodland. 6625 Woodland Avenue, okay? So you guys are welcome, 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 welcome. You have nice stuff here for ladies, for men, for kids, and for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia is 100% African-owned business. At Fabric Queen, we are specialized in high quality wax product, Swiss lace, jewelry, and beauty products that will make you shine like the queen of fabrics. We are located at 6625 on Woodland Avenue, 10 Philadelphia. Telephone number 215-800-0228. Tell the management of Fabrics Queens in Philadelphia is easy and salt of the Liberia Public Radio gives you this message. Tell all Akwaba.
Okay. This is it. Okay, I believe I'm audible now. So that's the situation we find ourselves in the country. I am Height. I want to see all of my officials going out when the president is traveling to also go make friends with their counterparts across the country, wherever they are going, because that's why when the president traveling to travel with huge delegation, take maybe the minister of public works. So when you go to this other country, you meet your counterpart and say, hey, this is the situation, this is my country. You're not just going to explain you. Make sure you take images, take pictures, be real, bring them to reality that indeed you need help. How many of them do that? They take the 1949 grape, tight trousers, tight coat, and they come, they just think that, oh, about, hey, go and make friends. Talk to your counterpart, see where they can help. If you're city mayor, you come, you seek city mayor to a relationship with the city. Hey, I need help with a sanitation area. I need help with my garbage system. You can give her one truck. Hey, you can train people so that we'll be able to do things for ourselves. Can you award scholarship, 2-3% come and do a training so that in turn, when they go back, they can also train the employee and they can be effective. You know, the international community is a coordinated system. You in the West, you know that. When your credit score here, they say lollipop, you can't even get it in the store. They don't trust you. They say, even though you get a job, but they will not get it. So it's a coordinated system. You know, they get 3 major credit bureaus here, right? If you can't pay there, they take your name, they send it to those people. It doesn't matter whether you live in California, you're in I live from here, say I go Minnesota, if I want something, all they need to do, they just ask for my driver license. Name, they put it in the system, they look at it. Anytime you go for something, when they tell you, say, we'll get back to you, then you must know you owe people there, you never pay it, and you think you're going to get away with it. No, you will pay directly, indirectly. You know, for people to damage your credit, we went through a lot of things. So not anything, man. 4, 5, 7 years we buy, it will be okay. Sit down there. Because the system is coordinated, it's organized, it's coherent. They don't backstab one another. And then like, oh, you cause trouble in Ghana, then you go to Douala, you think you're gonna get away with it. No, that's not it. So this whole thing about this sanction here, it will be coordinated. Banking institution, different people all involved. They're not just only Uncle Sam alone. They're not only Uncle Sam, they're not just only America alone, but you have the business community, international community, everybody they coordinate. Before the sort of decision, before you see it comes, they have done everything they're supposed to do, put it in place. So if you don't have cash buying your house, when that thing come boom, every other thing there now the FOC. Because as far as they are concerned, it's an illegal thing. It's an illegal thing. Maybe they want it in your pocket, you use it. And money, one money cannot be replenished. You get it, say follow the whole warehouse. You're not getting it the way you used to get it. It's not adding up. Every day you go, you take from there. You go, you take from there. You just want to be a millionaire for maybe 1 month, after 2 months. And we have seen that happening in the past. I don't know why people can't learn from it. All of us, we are all involved. Why we can't learn from it? The thing they call sanction, don't let it go on you. It's just not a need. And people, out of ignorance, they get fish brain and they say sanction, not sanction, it's not anything. You're not inside. That's why you're talking. That young man is in an isolated world. No Lebanese man can pick up his phone. He's not going to be the McGill that he was a couple of weeks ago prior to this thing. Everybody is like you are like a deserted person. You're like criminal somewhere in the place, and everybody, even down to his own peers, people in the CDC, because you know the Interpol system, they tap phones, they do everything. If you have those kind of thing on you, they're going to they monitor your activities. So don't think say you're going to no quarantine like bro. So I'll go on over there and go do things. Try it. Ask Charles Taylor. Find out what happened when they slammed him and he was doing some stuff. What happened? It went to his family. I don't know how true is it. We yet to validate his yes, it's here to think we are hearing that there are some sort of rejections in or on a career or school and all of that because they treat you as a family. I don't want that to happen. But if you give them the cost to do that, why you think Joel Howard? Why you think Joel divorced Charles Taylor? She's not stupid because she herself was going to be hit with it. But once you wash your hand up, they have a system. Even though the name is still there, but legally they are divorced. That's how she got. So that's how she survived. If you don't know, because perhaps she had a political future she wanted to imbibe on. Who want to hang up with it? Who want to marry a criminal who every day they put in jail? What kind of love that? They love that K bingo. So that brother is living dead. What is going on now? Imaginary stuff that is going on. Things that you used to do before. How powerful when people come in, when the president is moving, he's around, he's doing things. Now he's being isolated like a rejected person. That alone is enough to kind of like trigger something in the mind. So you're not in your shoe, you're talking, they're not anything, that's something. Just start lying to him. It's something. But he had to bring it on himself. And you're the Liberian people, all, the deceit, the hypocrisy, this deceit the sycophants, the opportunists, behavior that we get, we, all of us, we need to undo that. You only fighting all of these. There were all the people talking. Advocate, nobody talking for me. Nobody will advocate for me. I will advocate for myself. Because all of them, they are a bunch of liars. They lie. They still lying, and people still backing them. Then people can, even though he's trying. No, it's not even though. People put their trust. There is a cost. There's a lady who did that video. And I have the liberal here on this network. And came here and tried to slam. When people put there is a cost. And that cost comes with a price. It ties in with integrity. When somebody say, I'm putting this in because of you, they rely on you. So other than doing the same thing, everybody Messiah. They're no different from what is happening. How can you build a country like that? Opposition will even say they want to be I'll be blow and boy here this evening. We don't tell people what they want to hear. We tell people what they need to hear. That's the traditions of this network. Opposition. With all these bad policy, some, not all, most of them, bad policy of this government. Opposition came together. They say they will do it good. Full group of people, three grown up men. One was there 12 years, claimed that he was, whether he was sanctioned or packed or whatever, joined with other lady. They got together, hurriedly, quickly, fastly, without any strategy. They formed something they call collaboration. First of all, that document was so ridiculous, so divisive. It was not good. But you know what? God don't even like updating too, because the way I see these people, they were going to hold together. It's going to be a hell going to break loose in that country. They were going to loot our country as well. And evidence of their behavior. See why it's happening. So the old man threw a cannonball in that whole thing. Everybody went helter scatter. Musa ability on the other side came as a person that was born and go on the other side. This is crazy. We need to put Liberia on the trusteeship. I think maybe that's the best way. Take everybody there. Some people go to Jamaica, some people go to Burkina Faso, we go there for some time. Let it be on a trusteeship, it's managed, and then later on, you go there. But again, when you meet Liberia on the plane, you'll be in transit. By the time you get there, it will be an issue. They went for them to discuss, to sit and talk, see why it's happening. They all helter scatter. All the one that I said they were advocating yesterday. Everybody want to be a consultor, senator, minitor, and everything now. Because they know 30K there. Because they know people want to give themselves lifetime pension. The ordinary policemen, teacher, nurses, midwives, they don't even have gloves. They can't take their pay. But they're writing $50,000, $75,000, where literally people live on dollar. I got all information today. Dr. Fateh shared this information with me. The illiteracy rate, and that part of the reason we are acting crazy in our country. Ignorance is a deadly thing. 51.7%, age of 24. Let me make sure here. Okay, this is all. And I was just telling 15 to 24 years old. And this is World Bank, UNESCO statistics. That's not my makeup. They're not front page. They're not LiberalPublicRadio.com. They're not African Star. I'm talking about World Bank, UNESCO. The illiteracy rate, 51.7%. ages of from 15 to 24. Are the one that would be the hand the whole day. I don't know what it'll get or bag them from China or from Webley. They can't get tired. The politician has managed successfully to gain control because they want our young people to be to suppress them, to be running behind their car to live on hands out, when they should be thinking about having vocational institutions for people to build to have new skills to be able to be meaningful in society, that they don't even have to work, that you can sit down and somebody can call you say, oh, I have a plumbing job, and you can take pay instantly. They're not doing it. They are massively enriching themselves. And sadly, we have the people there today that are cheering them up as well. And then you want to compare like bro with Ghana. You think Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire thing, then you think it happened overnight? But there is a historical strength of all of these things here. There's a pattern here. Tottenham then was smoking cigar, open door policy. I say it's a closed door policy. Smoking cigar, hanging with Phillips Ofe Boigny. People were building, carrying on modern rolls. They were putting them in Hammond, carrying them all around. Ta Lapa. They say open door policy. You close our door, then you say you open. You not open no door. No damn door was open. You close all of the door. As a result, those doors, you took the key where you are, and we can't find those keys today. Yet we still love our country. And they say one Liberia to be like Ghana, to be the Cote d'Ivoire. How can it be when you close your own door? In reality, those doors were closed. You didn't open them. So what is happening? There's a pattern here. Even when George, we and the CDC leaves today, we'll come back here and we'll start talking the same old thing, because all of these people didn't change. Yes, some of the names, people that are running now to be representative, they won't be senator. They say they're advocating for you. Look at the advocacy life of Nelson Mandela. The way that one Nelson Mandela went through, if or any Liberian advocate, my goodness, hell gonna break loose. They come, they cost people, the same people they cost, but I don't know. And the people come to them too, they give it to them. I think they have costly money, no use. And you expect us to have a civilized society? Look, see what is unfolding. The lack of political maturity. And because they know the kind of caliber, the kind of people they are dealing with, to take advantage of the people, and the people also approve of that, and they are doing what they are doing. How many of these candidates, how many of them you ever heard talk about their educational, how much they are willing to invest in education? To just talk about that, maybe a whole week, even all of these people that are coming, you come, you complain about CDC not doing this not doing this. What you want to do, you need to tell me. Don't tell me about George, we are weighing $10,000, $15,000 school. It's insignificant. You want to come now, you need to tell me what you are bringing to the table. How are you going to do it? Are they explaining that? No. They are talk show people, and ANC people get there. 2 hours of their time is about CDC. Instead of them telling the electorate who their candidate are, what their candidates represent, the message, they don't even know their candidate and message, but all they know they're supporting. Then they come and make power with all the audience. Anybody write any little thing in disagreement with them, we will block you. In fact, I'm blocking you. You sedition, you this, that, you that. You are also causing problem. If you're an ANC person, why should you waste time talk to ANC people? If you're a sedition, why should you waste time? You need to go out there and see people who differ with you and see whether you can be persuasive enough to bring new people in. They don't. Women talk show, men show. They make plan with everybody. They call them names. They black them. Do you know the message? Do you know the message that person is carrying? When you should be able to be a good emissary for the person who you think that you are supporting. Talk about his educational plan. Talk about the kind of credibility he intends to bring to government. Talk about his infrastructural plan if there's any. Talk about his healthcare plan if there's any. And be more or less concrete. Point out to some of the things that he has done. And listen to that, maybe ANC or sedition, depending who the group you're talking to. And invite them, come next time and see what the difference is going to be. But everybody for attention in the country, everybody down to the late child, everybody the temple, everybody on a high grade. Nobody willing to listen to anybody. Nobody is willing to be conciliatory, to even give their friend a chance when they are saying something. Before you say already, then they not shut you off. Oh, that fully man, that fool, everybody foolish. And there are some people when they are talking, they start making sense from the beginning. Some people when they are talking, they start acting, they talk crazy things from the beginning. Some of them put it in the middle, some of them put it in the end. But until you can allow that person, he or she, to express his or herself, you'll be able to, out of the plenty of stupid things, at least one or two things there will be it will make an impact. You can take it away. But we all get high blood pressure. Everybody cholesterol high, on a high voltage. You don't want to listen to me. Why may you think I'm going to listen to you? I saw the video yesterday, Representative Koloba, what happens in the chamber. And then he was pissed. I think Fanatic Copa, the deputy speaker, calls him out. What happened? What happened? They let the game away. When he said, so, oh, you betrayed me. That's how you call me, and I want to go there. The House of Elders, the Senate, see how it'll be. Yeah, I know in the British Parliament, sometimes people throw BT. But how many of them are they willing to have a conversation outside of their regular sections, day off, or maybe lunch? Sir Joseph, Nyombi Kanga Lawrence, Abraham Darros Dillon. Look, we need to have a lunch today. Akaras Gray, who else again? Other people, we need to have a lunch today. Get outside of that little enclave and share notes. Take your agenda, take your proposal for your district. I mean, even though you're not from a district, but go over there. This is what I intend to do. Probably it might be applicable to your district as well. Review it and get back to me. Oh, hell no. When you do that now, then that means you surrender your whole career. For God's sake, sometimes the Republicans and the Democrats here, they work together. But that's not happening in our country. Folks, I gotta leave you. Nathaniel McGill, and we are hearing more to be inflicted, more to come. But I hope the president, this should be a turning and pivotal point for him. Do not allow yourself. It was you the people voted for. None of those folks were on the ballot. If they were there, I don't think they're going to, probably they could, but it was you. You contested what, 2-3 times, and you got it. So when you fight for something, if you get it, you have to treat it like a little baby. Handle it with good care. If you think anybody who were part of that process, that journey, and they think they want to take your kindness and spoil the cause that you believe in, you let them go. Period. You let them go. If I were even president, people that Molu would not be no chairman. But again, it is the Republic of Liberia. Somebody who said these sort of ridiculous things about my president, and we see all of these things playing out. Can tell me for God's sake. Let's bring it here in the Western world, and maybe you will say it's not how we can call. Yeah, we have to compare. We call ourselves more America. For God's sake, listen to the Democratic Party chairman or Republican Party chairman to come and say things of such about Joe Biden or now or then Donald Trump. Do you will still be party chairman? No way. It can't be. It can't be. Because there's no way you can convince anybody. You are in the inner cycle. You are involved. You are decision maker. So you are telling us those things that happen under the cloud of darkness. It is why you're telling us now, because probably you are either being silent or something is right now. It's not going on. So you're telling us now. You think it's going to take a time for you to convince me? It's going to take a time. And what that does, it damages the relation, not just only Liberia, but to the outside world. Oh, wait a minute. So is this guy telling us things that we do, we give? That's how it's being used? Is that how government uses this stuff? They're not just ordinary person saying it, but somebody within decision making, within the proximity of the president, a high profile person saying those kind of things. You think they would, of course they would believe it. But I would say, as we move ahead with the 2023 presidential and general elections, three major elections, the doctor says which of the city that you will be in, whether you will be in city B or city D or city A. And it's an individual's decision. But unfortunately, some individual decisions, their careless thinking, their careless judgment can make all of us to feel the pain. Representatives, senators, they're about to be re-elected again for 9 years. Take a deep breath and reflections of the last 10 years. I mean, the last 9 years they were there. The rep 6 years, and they're coming back. They want to be there. First of all, that thing needs to be. There should be a referendum to scrap that thing. What made him my son or daughter don't want to be representative for Grand Gide or senator for Grand Gide? You've been there 9 years. Yes, somebody will argue, say, Ted Kennedy was there before he died. Okay. But those people, when they're there with vision, they deliver tangibles. Are you the only person who can represent my district, Bazon district? Or your son, your daughter not qualified to be senator or representative? Because they not even trust who they are, where they're going to be in the next coming years. That's why they were breaking that sort of ridiculous, how secretly and under the clouds of darkness, that sort of Nicodemus behavior, they gave themselves 30K at the time. Liberians were dying, struggling. They paid themselves financially to reward themselves for whatever reason God one knows. They were bringing the other thing here again, lifetime pension. How much how much you have invested in your social security? How much coming out of your check, your paycheck that you put in the way? How you got to that 50%? What were the configuration that you use? Where is the data? You get 50%. How many percent I will get? How much my daughter will get? My son will get before the ordinary other Liberians? Yes, I do agree. We had this conversation. There must be some sort of stuff, but for God's sake, give to your people first. Serve your constituents fully to represent them. Put their interests first. Look in your community and see the teachers, the doctors, the nurses, the midwives, the private little kindergarten schools, and all of those kind of things. Give some sort of reward. Your staffers, some of them so greedy, the people that even work with them. They go whole day, they remain testy until they go home and they drink. You call them chief. That's the behavior. They were getting ready to do that again. People signing. They say, yeah, the sign is not an agreement. What's the purpose of you signing it? What was the purpose of when you penned your signature on something on a document? Potentially, it should be coming into law, or there is an agreement. I can sign anything that I'm not in, I do not concord with, that I do not agree with. I can affix my signature on a document that I don't see it to be something good. So what's the purpose? ANC, Benjamin Yenten, all of these people, everybody, all of them is a party chairman seeking a consequential election. And say in a committee room. Okay, from the committee room, where you coming? And at the end they talk about it, they don't talk about it, or they just get somebody just get over there wrote letter, you don't even read it or you sign it. What was your opinion? What was your views towards that letter? This is what happened when we talk, then people come and give justification. So what Sir Joseph, Akara Gray, and all other people, we were talking the same way. But these are people who wants to be alternative and they're behaving the way they are behaving. And nobody get a boss to stand there and say, yes, even though I support you, but this one here is wrong. People are afraid to lose a vote. Where is even the vote coming from? No loyalty. I think those days there was some sort of, but nowadays it's not there. No loyalty, no political ideology. We are hearing another one is breeding in within the ANC. Woodman Pay. He was expelled from United Party. PRP drove him. He's now contesting as senator for Mosorado County, which of course is a constitutional right. We are hearing some other key members within the ANC, they are giving him support. There's a communication that will help. It's not a makeup. On grounds that they will get vote from Nimba County that will put ANC finishing line. Meanwhile, you have an executive of the party who is on the ticket. And you have other folks that are supporting this, supporting him. So how you became part of the party? What is the guarantee? Yeah. I went through the communication. It made me sick. It made me sick. And it's a high profile person that wrote this communication. High profile person, executive member. The chairman for mobilization. Send a memo, whatever, calling them to support somebody who is not within the system. I don't think you can work outside. But if this is the case, if it's viable, if it will be a factor, then let him go contest in Nima, not in Mosorado. You can do that. That's another good political strategy. You can do that. You can support. But I forecast to see what happens within the Taiwan case and that of Ida Gonglo, where for which everything went downhill. That could possibly happen again. Because if you have one of your own who is in the race, and a few executives come and say they're not supporting her, but they are supporting somebody outside because they are of a belief that this person is a factor. He get a base in Morovia and get a base in Nima, and so that will resonate with the electorates in those places, and they will give vote to Kume. So how will you feel if the candidate there now say, okay, Since they're like they are from different county, are going to be supporting Joseph Boyka or are we going to Nyombi Kanga Lawrence? Because it doesn't make no sense. And Women Pay wants to be an upset. Let him when he's popular in Nima, let him go there. The Goliath is there. The untouchable is there. The Godfather is there. Go and test your political strength. Then we know then we know you're popular. Go contest. Prince Johnson post is on the line. But you have executive within the party giving support to somebody who is not in the system. I mean, this is the letter is here. Salik is here. And the brave to outline those points. The brave to outline those points why they are supporting. Let me do this here quickly. Antonin Lawrence Swart, National Mobilization Committee Chair. He's a high-profile person. So they're not small person here to send this sort of communication out. Yeah, are the reason they gave. Wemope is from Nima County, and the Mayans in Mosorado seeing him on our ANC/CPP ticket in Mosorado. A lot of them will be attracted, oh my goodness, to the CPP and also vote for Mr. Cummings. Can you imagine? Also vote for Mr. Cummings, the presidential candidate. Besides, Mosorado, when the Mayans see Wemope in Nima, and Mr. Cummings and the canvassing for him in Nima, a lot of them, especially from the Gio Belt, will definitely vote for Cummings. Wilmont will attract significant votes both in Mosorado and Nima County. Mr. Cummings, which could lead us to win Nima or become a close. So there's an uncertainty. They don't even know what's going on. They will win it or they will become second, come close second to Tier 1 Gonglo. Women will contribute meaningfully to help ABC, that's Alexander Benedict Cummings, CPP, reach the second round, which requires impressive performance in both Nima and Mosorado County. Who are those political strategists or political advisor? This is the stupidest and dumb strategy I've ever seen in politics. Circumstantial sort of, oh, yeah, they want to do this, they won't happen. They want to do this one would happen. So Kumi and Wemope will go campaign. Even though Wemope is not physically contesting in Nima, it's in Mosorado. And people just in utopia, in a different world, saying that it's going to. I foresee if it is not handled, sooner or later we're going to see the outburst within it. Because if myself, I would get upset. I'm a member of the executive. I'm not supporting. This is what we say. People do not have political ideology in the party, and you say you're not supporting you have your executive there. You're not supporting the executive. You're going. So let's say that Kennedy can say, "I'm going to support Sir Joseph from CDC." Will you accommodate that Kennedy? Why in the world will you do the kind of thing and throw it out? And you think it can just be like that? Okay, well, folks, let's leave it. Louis Gala Brown. Say Louis Gala Brown. Brown, I'm a man. We're gonna call him here. He arrived at our decision endorsing Alexander Benedict Cummings. It was quite interesting. Yeah, man. Everybody want to be. Myself, I was soon start endorsing too. You better let endorse. Contrary, if you don't take that, you can't get something. You please. Yeah, Louis Brown, former minister, former ambassador, making an endorsement. If you say you disappointed, you thought you're going to endorse Tier 1 or what? You know the politics like bro, yeah, and the uncertainty for. Yeah, but we're going to have a conversation, and we are excited in the coming days or week. LPR and Scott, best of political commentators, our man Sissy Goya, the liberal progressive Samson Brown Toll, Amos George, Jonathan Docolet, what's his name, Leonard Dodu on the front page, and of course, PRP, Daniel Gayut are going to be here. We are waiting. So we are getting some little signal. Eventually, we will be having Dr. Lauren Cassette on this network here. As soon as those arrangements are finalized, date set, we're going to make it public. I want to do it. So we're going to be having a conversation here. So a lot in the making. So, well, folks, it seems to be all my analysts, they're on strike this evening. The Liberal, thank God the Liberal is not here. He's a ridiculous guy on this network. One day from Tier 1, the next day from Boyka, the other day he from Wahini, Kumi, the next day. So he just all over the place. Just get everybody in a state of confusion. But that's the Liberal. That's the Liberal. That's who he is. No babush for a child. There's nowhere that we can put him. Well, folks, I want to thank you so much for this evening. That's how we're going to leave it. Your time. We value every time and moment you share with us here on this network. And we believe we must have an honest conversation. Not necessarily something that you will like because it might not suit your political taste or your political direction, but we have to be honest and say it as it is. So we don't tell you what you want to hear, we tell you what you need to know. Our views, you have the right to accept, to reject, and also we always welcome your feedback. You can disagree with us and we can have those sort of conversations. That is healthy for the democratic process in Liberia. Do not say yes to anything. Sometimes learn to say no, even when it should be let say no and see whether that person yes is an actual yes. Until then, who you think going to be the next Minister of State for Presidential Affairs? And is it true, as we are hearing, that former Minister Nathaniel McGill is moving in a direction to contest in Bond County? And if he did, what would be the political consequences or implications? Is it a bad extension, or we're going to see more sanctions slamming coming in his way? What his political future will be like? I don't know. That's the million-dollar question out there. I want to thank you so much for sharing your evening with us. By God's willing, we're going to be back. I'll be back Friday. I will not be on tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with a Liberal. He have his fun time. Do enjoy himself. But Friday, believe me, we're going to be here. As more news becomes available, we will have that conversation. Until then, I am Alfonso Z and so of the Liberia Public Radio to broadcasting at the 7th this evening outside of the New England Bureau desk, but in the liberal state of Massachusetts. Have a pleasant evening, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Pensa, alone in the area, I've been torn up.